Hello YouTube, this is Way Too Long, coach of the FC Seviper 04, bringing you week number 5 of the PFL, which will be our rematch against the Chicago White Sox, coached by ToxicStorm. And as always, I have a little team builder for you. We start with Ährwin, the Dominican, holding the expert belt with sheer force. We have flare blitz, Zen headbutt for Keldeo, substitute and superpower. Then we have with her comeback artifact Zatu, holding the Yachi berry to take like an ice punch from the Swampert, so we can basically bounce back the Stealth Rocks, take an ice punch and kill it with Grass Knot. And we have Heat Wave, Grass Knot, Thunder Wave and Psy Shock. Then we have our Mega Basketballs, the Mega Magnetic, with, as always, Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. We also have Substitute on this set and Hidden Power Grass. Mostly Hidden Power Grass for stuff like Swampert. We can set up a Substitute and take a hit, fire off big hits. Then we have, as in our first match, Medusa the High Dragon, holding, as in the first match, the Chompler Berry with Acrobatics, so we can take on Keldeo, take a Secret Sword, fire off a big hit with Acrobatics. We also have Dragon Pulse, Down Pulse and Boost. Then we have King Ralph, the Slow King, holding the Assault Vest with Regenerator. We have Psyshock, Scald, we have Dragon Tail and Ice Beam. And last but not least, we have Killis, the Milting, with the Rocky Helmet, as always with Thick Fat, out of pure routine. I didn't even think about the other abilities. We have Stealth Rock, Toxic, Milk Drink and Fire Punch for the Fortress. And very bulky, full investment in HP, full investment in defense, and 4 EVs in attack. So let's jump right into the match. And here we are in the match, and at first we see that our opponents brings neither Swampert nor Fortress, which is a big mistake of our team prep, because most of our moves, we have a lot of fire coverage for Fortress. Of all this fire coverage, the only attack that can basically hit the Registeel, which I didn't even anticipate he would bring, is Dominican, and also no Swampert, so all the grass moves, the Hidden Power Grass, the Grass Knot, are useless as well. Yeah, which will be a big problem for us. Without further ado, let's start a match against Keldeo, Clefairy, Registeel, Lucario, Mega Venusaur and Tyrantrum. And I lead with my Miltank, so I can set up Stealth Rocks. As we see on the other side, the Venusaur, and this is basically the point where I realized I should have put Zap-Zipper on Miltank and not Thick Fat. But as I said, Thick Fat, it was just routine. I didn't even think I could need another ability. I went Thick Fat the whole season. I basically forgot that Miltank has other abilities. Yeah, which is really a dumb decision from me. So yeah, but at this point I thought, okay, the Venusaur cannot do a lot against Miltank, so I have a good opportunity to set up Stealth Rocks. We see the Registeel and the Stealth Rocks. Then I pretty much have to switch out Miltank because I expected either Toxic or Stealth Rocks, and with Artifact I can at least bounce them back, but as I said, I have nothing for Registeel except for the Manhattan. So we predict the Toxic, bounce it back, which of course doesn't work since Artifact is not a Salandit. We cannot poison this Registeel. Then we go for Heat Wave, which as we see does like nothing. 26%. Yep, it was all this fire coverage is for Fortress, which is 4 times weak to all these fire moves. That would have did a lot. We would have brought it down to sturdy and stuff, but no, we have to face Registeel. And then probably a misclick. Our opponent goes for Stealth Rocks. Of course we bounce them back, which doesn't really help because we already have Stealth Rocks on the other side. Yeah, I guess it was a misclick. I will not judge about any of my opponent's mistakes in this match. That you can believe me. So he switches out, seeing that he cannot do much, and goes into Tyrantrum, which has to take Thunder Wave. It's now paralyzed, which should be good. Should be good for us. So I go for Grass Knot, which does a good amount of damage, almost 60%. And here I hoped for the paralysis, but of course gets not. We get a crit on the head smash, which was probably completely unnecessary because Artifact is not that physically bulky, and the stab head smash will just destroy Artifact. So we lose our first Pokemon here, as the Tyrantrum is still there, so we go for Medusa. Medusa gets her first kill in this season, so the only Pokemon on our team that does not kill at all in this season is Miltank. We kill with Dragon Pulse. And then we are again against the Registeel, and now that Xatu is gone, Registeel can go freely for Stealth Rocks and Toxic. I realize that I go into Gelman since it is the only thing that can touch Registeel for my team, as we see the Stealth Rocks, which pretty much will mess me up here. And here I did my first really big mistake. I thought the Registeel would switch out here, fearing like a Flare Blitz, since Flare Blitz would kill, but I didn't anticipate that he would let the Registeel basically go down and stay in. So I go for a substitute, expecting Keldeo, so we can hit it back next turn with Zen Headbutt, which would absolutely destroy a Keldeo. And thanks to the substitute we would be of course safe. But as I said, Registeel stays in, goes for Seismic Toss and breaks our sub. And this is pretty much the point where I started panicking, because basically this one misplay here cost me a lot of the switch. Our opponent has seen the substitute. I realized that really the only way to take out the Registeel is going for Flare Blitz now. I do this, of course it kills, but we take a lot of recoil damage, and now we are at 46%, so we can barely now switch out and come in and set up another substitute thanks to the Stealth Rocks. So Registeel is down. Now okay, the Keldeo comes in, and of course as I said, I can't really do much now. Since thanks to the Stealth Rocks we can only come in once and then not even set up our substitute now. We are not choice scarfed, so the Keldeo will outspeed us. I just think he might go for another move, expecting me to switch, so I go for Zen Headbutt. But no, Keldeo goes for Hydro Pump, it lands, and Gelman is down, so I pretty much lose a big offensive threat on my side here. Now I bring in King Ralph, which can perfectly take on the Keldeo with stuff like Psyshock. And yeah, here we have my second really big mistake. So the Venusaur comes in, takes Stealth Rocks damage. I go for Psyshock, which does a lot of damage, really a lot of damage. And then I switch out. And now that I see this play, to break the fourth wall. The match was on Friday and I record this on Tuesday. And now I could really hit myself for this. Because, yeah, as I said before, I basically with the misplay against the Registeel, the wasted substitute, I pretty much lost my head. I started panicking. And here I didn't even do calcs. If I would have the calcs, I would have seen that a Giga Drain for Mega Venusaur would have done just like 40% to Slowking. Of course we would have lived that and could have killed the Venusaur with Psyshock. But all I saw at this moment, because I basically lost my head, let's say it, everything I saw was a grass type that is faster than me. I'm a water type, I will die to Giga Drain. I didn't do calcs. This is so stupid. So I switch out, going into Keyless, which of course does not have Seviper. And our opponent gets a good amount of health back with the Giga Drain. Seviper would have powered up our attack, of course. I go for Fire Punch, which does nothing to Mega Venusaur thanks to stuff like Thick Fat. And here we go into basically a Store Ball with Fire Punch and Synthesis. Then we of course have to take some Leech Seed, which helps even more to recover. Now I go back into Medusa, hoping that like Acrobatics can do more to the Mega Venusaur, but we take a lot of damage from the Sludge Bomb. We take Poison, of course we get poisoned, so upon our really bad plays this match, or disastrous plays, we basically get all the bad luck we can get with crits and knock paras and poison, but all this little portions of hacks of course didn't matter because I screwed this up myself. So I go for Dark Pulse, doing a good amount of damage with 29%, hoping for the flinch. Of course we don't get flinches, and at this point our opponent realized that he can just stall us out with Synthesis. Now we get the flinch, but of course we get more poison damage. I go for Roost here, as our opponent has another Synthesis. Yeah, this is basically just a Store War between Mega Venusaur and Hydreigon, between we see just Sludge Bomb, Dark Pulse, Roost, Synesis. As I said, now we get also Leech Seeded. I just hoped for a little mistake on our opponent's side here, that we get the chance to save ourselves, but yeah, at this point I realized I was mostly screwed thanks to the misplay with Slowking. I speed this up a little, set the speed too fast, because nothing really happens here. Now the Hydreigon goes down to the chip damage and the Sludge Bombs. Now King Ralph is back, of course, against a perfectly healthy Mega Venusaur. You see here Giga Drain only 35%. Psyshock does 50%. So yeah, I'm stupid. At this point, see the next Giga Drain. You go for Psyshock, bring it down to 16%. Then switch out again, because this time I would have died to Giga Drain. Not earlier, but yeah, I have to let Miltank go down, hoping the Regenerator will give us enough health so we can live another Giga Drain and kill the Venusaur with Psyshock. Of course it wouldn't have happened if Miltank was Seviper. Yeah, we can take the Giga Drain and now can kill the Venusaur with Psyshock. Yeah, as I said just now, way too late. We are 3 against 2 now. King Wolf is almost dead. Now we see the Lucario, which doesn't even hit the field so far. Can kill King Wolf with close combat. Of course, yeah, loses some defense. And now it's Basketball against the world, against Keldeo, Clefairy and Lucario. The Lucario is scarfed, of course, so Basketball will get outspelled. The only thing that serves us in this turn is the Intimidate. We can take one close combat, just take a lot of damage, and we can kill the Lucario with Flamethrower, which is at least something, I guess. And now we are up against the Keldeo, the Scarfed Keldeo with Secret Sword, killing Basketball, and that's our defeat. And as I said, I made a lot of dumb decisions here. It is pretty much the worst match I had so far. But as I said in my very first video, I'm a Draft League rookie. I just had a lot of momentum in the beginning of the season, and now the higher you climb, the harder you fall. Last match was unfortunate with the lose. It was a deserved loss, but this time we got absolutely bodied. The result is a 2-0, a 2-0 loss, which is not an appropriate result. It was probably a moral 6-0 sweep that we got. We got to manage to kill 4 of our opponent's mons somehow, but we didn't even deserve that. It is a moral 6-0 loss, let's be honest. And since I'm a rookie, this is my 6th Draft League match overall. I didn't play much for a year now, and of course there will be more matches like this. I know that there will be other good matches, I hope, but of course I still will make mistakes. I'm a human. Yeah, and I'm really disappointed about myself here, because this was just really bad play of mine. I will go in the power rankings so deep for this. I was for the first half of the season I was number 1 in the power rankings, but of course I expect myself to be number 4 or 5 now after this match. I don't deserve higher for this really bad place. I mean, you could say GG after this match, but I think for GG you need 2 good players, and I didn't. I personally did not GG. I did not deliver a good match. But at least we won the first match 2-0. Now the rematch we lost 2-0. So we're pretty much even now. So you can't surpass us. You can't pass us in the league ranking. We still have all our chance for the playoffs, and now after this match I did not really expect to go to the playoffs now, because we have 3 more matches. We need to win like 2 of them to go to the playoffs safely, but there are at least like 2 really good opponents we can expect to fight. And yeah, it's our first Draft League season. I did not expect to go to the playoffs at all. I'm fine with a record 4-4 in the end of the season, and then start the next season, do a little better in the JBA, do a little better in the next PFL season, and maybe win season 4 if I am still there then. And so far this was way too long, bringing you my worst Draft League match ever, and peace out.